So in this video, I want to talk about the importance of trusting your own taste and even in developing your own taste. But let me explain the confusion. The confusion lies in, on the one hand, you're only painting according to your own taste and you're following your own, path. On the other hand, when we finish a painting, we give it to other people. I mean, some of them you might keep for yourself, but for the most part, your paintings that you finish will end up in other people's homes, or possibly even a museum. But wherever it ends up, it's going to end up and it's going to be appreciated by other people primarily. Now, one of the things I talk about with your own taste is it's not something that can be taught directly. And so what I mean is I can't give you some rules of composition. I can't tell you what good light is or what bad light is, because you will find beautiful paintings that will violate whatever rules that I try to lay out as far as composition. Doesn't matter what it is. So there are not hard, fast rules about what makes a great painting. But ultimately, what I've discovered in teaching people to paint is that they may go off and they may not even know what their own taste is. And when they leave, my class, they start painting maybe their first, 10 paintings, and they're kind of, lost in terms of like, should I paint this? Should I paint that? And they're sometimes maybe all over the map in terms of what subject matter they're painting. But ultimately, people find this groove, and that groove might take some time to find. It might take a while before you kind of decide, even that you like painting landscapes instead of portraits or vice versa. But even beyond that, your own particular taste will evolve over time, and that's something I see time and time again. Even in my own personal artist journey. When I first started painting, I tended to love just only dark backgrounds. But then later, as I matured as an artist, I started to appreciate backgrounds that weren't, really dark. And so I've noticed in my own taste that they've not only broadened, but I've, even enjoyed things that I previously didn't enjoy. So it's something that, you can gain an appreciation for, but that comes in the process of painting your masterpieces. In other words, when you start off on a painting, you should always try to do your best, always try to paint the best painting you can paint, but ultimately, when, over a course of a long time, you will develop your taste and you will decide to go in this direction or that direction. And sometimes that's a case of open doors and closed doors, but a lot of times it's just a matter of the more deep you get into art and the more you start painting, the more you start understanding what you like and what you don't like even more. But ultimately, it's always going to be about following your own taste and doing your own thing, and not even listening to other people or attaching yourself to a group. There's nothing wrong with being influenced by other artists. That is a massive part of growing as an artist, is that looking at other artwork and you're attracted to certain types of paintings and not others. But what I'm saying is that ultimately, if you want to stand apart and you want to have your work really stand out, it's going to have to be something that's unique and different than what everybody else is doing. And the way that you get there is by following your own taste. And it's simply a matter of, if I show you an image, maybe a source image that you might want to work from, you're either going to say, I like that, or I don't like that. And that's really your only guidepost for deciding what you should and shouldn't paint. Now, let me tell you a quick story that happened to me personally, and this was a wonderful thing. That this happened to me. But when I had painted, I think it was like my fourth or fifth painting that I had ever painted, I decided to try to see if I could get my work into some of the local galleries. So I went into a gallery, and there were two guys that ran this gallery. So I walk in, I show them my painting, and the first co-owner of the gallery says to me that my issue is that my colors are my weakness. And then he went in the back, and his partner came out and told me that color was my strength. Now, that was the greatest thing, because all of a sudden I realized that I was going to have to be the one to decide who was right. And that's what I mean by your own taste is your only guidepost, because you can listen to people, and some people like this, some people like that, but it's going to be your taste that's going to be ultimately what guides you. So now let me talk a little bit about the other side of this, and that is the side where we paint for others. And so that our paintings end up in other people's homes where they're going to enjoy them. And that's really where, at least speaking for myself personally, I found my real satisfaction in painting or in doing art of any kind, is when people appreciate that art. This goes for painting or for any sort of art. If you write a novel or create a piece of music, it's when people really appreciate it and you see how it moves them. When when I used to do portraits, I would deliver these portraits, and you have people cry looking at your painting. I'm never going to really be able to enjoy my own paintings anyway, in terms of putting it on a wall and enjoying it. I just every time I look at my own work, all I see are the problems. And again, it's that artist curse, so I can't really enjoy my paintings like that. But you finish a painting and you can see that people just love it, and that really makes all the difference. Now, one thing that this doesn't mean is that you shouldn't, I don't believe, try to figure out what people like and then try to please those people, because ultimately, like I said, you have to follow your own taste, and there are going to be those people in the world that have similar tastes that you do or can appreciate what you've done. I can create a painting and half the people won't like it and half the people will love it. So I hope that's helpful. Thank you guys for watching. If you're interested in taking private classes from me here in Austin or online, just email me at mark@drawmixpaint.com and I'll send you all the information about my private classes. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.